into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Nix with it on first. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. First time this game they've looked to him. So that brings up second down.
I think those big old boxing gloves might have made a better catch and a better call than receiver gloves right there for that one. It is going to be a fight to hang on the ball, and we just saw physicality personified.
This is Walker on second. He's going to get this to the opposing 41. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
First and 10 at the 41.
To throw, here's Nix. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Second down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive.
You know, Kate, I think one thing we've clearly learned about the analytics of this game at the NFL level, explosive plays matter. And to get one on the opening series, that has got to feel good for this offense.
That one splits the uprights. And the Chargers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Chargers just about ready. There they go, sending it away. Return coming from the 6. Making some progress here. So they're going to begin from the 36 as he's brought down.
At their own 36-yard line.
The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set, 1st and 10. Darnold looking to throw. On the move, headed right. And his first offering of the game winds up incomplete. That one was intended for Travis Hunter. And now they face second down.
Once that quarterback broke the pocket, kind of turns into like a zone read option a little bit, Kate. You got a couple choices. Keep it yourself or try to force the throw. There was nowhere to go. He really should have used his legs.
Sends this to the end zone. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. Asante Samuel Jr. makes the play.
I know exactly what the quarterback was envisioning when he let that one go. Touchdown, baby. Not long after, I know exactly what he was thinking. Oh, no! Give me that one back! Because the coverage baited him perfectly into that throw, and even more so, picked it off.
Nix now on 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. The dose of the hurry-up offense here.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 28-yard line.
Throwing here, Nix. And the steel curtain just too much. He's taken down. And that's going to add some distance onto this upcoming 3rd down. 3rd and long for him here. Chased out to his right. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Kate, I think that was the type of play we expected out of this defense to start the game. Can't undo that opening drive touchdown they gave up, but that can sure help to get yourself off the field with that 3rd down stop.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at the Chargers' 38-yard line.
New set of downs for him. They'll start at the 38. Throwing on first. Here's Darnold. And they bring him down around the 34.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet. That's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
34-yard line.
Now Darnold off the play action. Gets it downfield on target to Gatson. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers reach pay dirt for the first time this game. Chris Boswell for the point after. So before we get into attempts, there's contact up front. Will it make this field goal easier or harder? All right, so with the penalty, a chance to go for 2 from the 1, or they could elect to try a shorter kick.
The Steelers.
Play fake, Darnold. And he gets in. The 2-point try puts him in front by 1. 8-7. Now Boswell on to send this away. Starting from the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's going to pay off his first down run with a nice pickup of 9.
The cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I'd like to reward that run. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
2nd and manageable. He's throwing. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. The rookie from Texas comes up with it. And the Steelers are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception.
At the 39-yard line.
Here's Darnold, 1st and 10. Hits him on the in route. And they haul him down just a foot or 2 shy of the red zone. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And the Steelers have a first down.
That's good for a Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
They're going play action. Stays in bounds and makes the catch. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out.
At the 14-yard line.
2nd and 3 now.
7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
From the gun, Darnold. And that's a Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. That gives him a marked distinction for this season. He's now up to 40 touchdown passes this year. And it's part of one of the more impressive campaigns that we've seen from an NFL QB. All right, so with the penalty, a chance to go for 2 from the 1, or they could elect to try a shorter kick.
The Steelers will
And again, it's Darnold. And he's got it. They get the conversion, and that's going to extend their lead. The penalty gives them a little bit of an assist, and then they cash in easily for 2.
If they're going to stick you on the 1-yard line, you better be able to get it every single time. An unforced error defensively that the offense absolutely capitalizes on.
Has this at the 6. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he drives that puck backward on a gain of 4. We're through 1 on Monday Night Primetime. The Steelers have played to an early lead. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break. Now Nix. Short pass brought in. And he's down very close to that first, but looks like he is stopped just in time after a gain of 4. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. He's got his man. This is Walker. And they're going to have this up at the 44-yard line as they haul him down. Working quickly here. Flag down. This could be a free opportunity for the offense. This one won't be reeled in, but they had that green light to take the shot, and they did. Looked like somebody on the defense jumped the snap. Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him. They'll run here following the penalty. Just a yard on the play block, but thanks to the previous penalty, we've now got 2nd and 4. Offense in a hurry up here. Nix now to throw. Big catch made, and he got both feet in. Give him 24 on that play. And that's going to give the Chargers the first down.
Chargers 4-yard gain on the play.
Toss play. This is Walker. And a nice start here on first down. He gets him 6 before the stop is made.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one.
Oh, not like this. An interception ends that drive. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. Well, they were thinking at least a field goal on the drive if they couldn't reach the end zone, right? But the interception keeps them from even getting 3 out of this possession.
You really hope at the end of this game you don't look back and go, shoulda, woulda, coulda. If we could have gotten some points out of that drive early, we wouldn't be in the situation we are in now.
Travis Hunter, the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
Samuel on the coverage.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. This has been a trend, yet another interception. And he takes this one back and in for the Los Angeles pick 6. He not only broke on it to make the pick, Brock, but he was on the move real quick, knowing short fields, there's a great chance that he could take that one back for a touchdown.
That's exactly right. In this area of the field, an offense really only gets a second or two to react to that pick and get over and cut off his lanes, and if you don't, well, it's 6 the other way.
That one right down the middle. And the Chargers cut the lead down to just 2. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Return coming from the 6. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
All right, Steelers to the line now. First and 10. Darnold coming back after the pick. Bails out of the pocket quick. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
On second and 10 now, Darnold finds the in route complete. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. First down from the 41. Throwing here, Darnold. Setting up the running back screen. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Now, it has been an exciting one so far as we have reached our 2-minute warning. The Steelers leading the way here in Acrisure. After a good pickup, they've got second and 4. Out of the gun, here's Darnold. Brought in inside the 20. There it is, touchdown Pittsburgh! The Steelers grow their lead just before halftime. The Steelers calling their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
I know you got to mix your looks defensively. You just can't play all zone coverage, and sometimes you got to play man-to-man. But with the receiver, with that kind of speed, that is scary, and he just made him pay.
And he's going to get into the end zone. That extends their lead to 10 points. And they stay perfect, Brock. That's a perfect 3 for 3 now on 2-point tries. Is it just automatic at this point that if there's a touchdown, they're going to go for 2?
Well, they can tell this defense stops them. That answer is going to be yes. It's not supposed to be this easy. I mean, the numbers tell you you're not supposed to have this kind of success rate. But it's really clear this defense has no answer. Run, pass, confidence. The offense is owning them.
On first and 10, here's Nix. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
And he has it right near midfield here. It's about a yard short. Ball just a yard shy of midfield. First and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. Hits his tight end on the corner route. And they're going to be working from the red zone as he reaches the 16. He'll pick up a 34 yards on that play. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
A gain of 34 yards. First down, Chargers.
Handoff now out of the gun. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its second timeout. Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. To throw, here's Nix. Headed out right. And he's brought down after a great gain. It's going to set up 1st and goal. Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal.
Los Angeles.
Walker has the LA touchdown. The Chargers make it a one-score game before halftime. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. Setting up to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chargers cut it to a field goal game.
Chargers 21.
Ball is set up and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Fielded at the 7. And this manages to get just beyond that 30-yard line.
Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
It's 1st and 10 for their final drive of the half. We've got 23 seconds remaining. Throwing now off the play action. Buying some time left. It connects down the sideline. And he's going to be hauled out on a gain across midfield down inside the 45-yard line. One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory. 1st and 10. Darnold throwing this one back at the end zone. And he has the Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers will add to their lead at the end of the half. So Darnold in the offense getting set. 2-point attempt upcoming. All right, they're going to throw for it. Has it at the 1. And he will reach the end zone, so a perfect ending to the first half. They get a touchdown and tack on the 2-point try. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Probably looking at our final snap and a half here on 1st down. He's back to throw. He's going to push one deep down the right. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Travis Hunter reels in the pick. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. The Chargers kicking team out, and they'll send this away. He'll take this at the 10. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And a great run back has the offense just a touch shy of midfield to start this drive.
Hey, you go into halftime with a double-digit lead, your #1 objective, and they'll all say it in that locker room, it's 0-0 to begin the second half. So you want to come out firing the same way you did in that first half, and that kick returner, he took matters in his own hands.
Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And it sets up 2nd down. To throw, here's Darnold. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
Throwing is Darnold on 3rd down. Taking a chance to the end zone. Defender gets his hand in there and breaks it up. A possible touchdown denied. It's going to bring up 4th down. Didn't see a whole lot of room to fit that passing, Brock. Throwing into double coverage. How's Coach going to feel about that one?
Yeah, that's a no-no. Yeah, I experienced that as a player and now as a coach. Please don't do that again.
Throw caught by his running back. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. They hit for 16 yards on 4th down and a drive a lot of us thought had stalled out. He's going to carry on.
The 35-yard line.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop him behind the line. Their dominance against his ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times do you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number one is?
Stop the run. And he's taken down at the 30. Quite the drive they've had, Brock, but they're up against it. 3rd and 5 now. Darnold now to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. It's the exact opposite of what this offense needed. They now face 4th down.
That's why these coaches get paid, Kate, when they get paid. You got to make adjustments. That's a different look at defense than the one we saw in the first half. And you got to keep fighting, keep scratching, keep clawing, because that effort is going to be key here the rest of the way.
The Steelers calling their first timeout, as that'll leave them with just 2 to use the rest of the way. Offense staying out there. Looks like they're going for it. Now Darnold, 4th down. Has him on the quick hitter. And he won't make the marker. They rally to him in time. That's going to be a turnover on downs. LA offense all set. Here's 1st and 10. Drive begins with a walker run. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play. Offense in the hurry up here.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Nick's looking to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Nice pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on 3rd down.
9 yards to go.
They'll air it out on 3rd. Flushed out of the pocket. He has the first over the middle. And this one breaks beautifully as they're going to get it forward to their own 45. Bringing the offense up to the line. 1st and 10.
First down.
Out of the gun, it's Nix. Oh, he put everything he had into that throw. He's got it deep downfield. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers start the 2nd half with some needed points. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. This return starts at the 5. He stopped on the run back at the 27.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Now Darnold off the play action. It is caught left side. Here he goes again. He could do it. And no touchdown here. Just needed a few more, but this one goes out at the 3. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. Caught out wide.
There's no negatives ever on the grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, we'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
1-yard line.
Oh, option play on 2nd and goal. And they're going to keep him out once again. That sends him backwards, brings up 3rd and goal.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal.
No surprise to see the quarterback go back to that well. That security blanket that's been his tight end all game long. But finally, this defense has an answer.
They'll leave the offense out there and try 4th and goal from the 4.
We go set.
Back to throw it. And he will score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. Chris Boswell for the point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Steelers push the lead up to 12.
Chargers 27.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Has this at the 6. Kicks away from 1. And he's brought down just inside the 25. LA bringing the offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Nix from the gun. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. No luck finding his receiver that time. So 2nd down coming up. Walker now from the gun. And he used all the space he had. Got him around 8. That sets up 3rd down. So just 1 quarter to go on Monday Night Primetime.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
On 3rd and 2, here's Nix. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Working across the middle block, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talked about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, or you couldn't do it.
So this one will not get it done. They're going to turn this over on down. This plays a design run. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. That's a nice quick correction for this front block. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now.
Donald hit and he fumbles it. But I believe a Steeler was first to that football. They make the recovery and keep possession. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock. But now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice. But kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make them bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next.
Looking for his wide receiver there. So it's going to be 4th and short. The lead looks safe, but the penalty's staying down. They're going for this. They'll try to throw. It's Darnold. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. And the Chargers have some new life in the 4th.
Well, Kate, that's far from the first time we've seen him throw into the wrong team, but this one was probably the most costly.
They put a receiver in motion right. Nix now on 1st and 10. Fits it through the middle. Space past the 35. Keeps himself upright. Brian Thomas Jr. And he is in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers now within 1 score in the 4th. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. That one splits the uprights. And the Chargers trim the deficit down to 5. So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. Brings in the kick at the 9. His effort's going to get him to that 32-yard line before he's taken down. All right, Steelers to the line now. 1st and 10. Play fake, Darnold. Hits his running back. And he's going to be brought down here at the 42. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down. the gun. Here's Darnold. Hits him on the out route. Space, left sideline, and he's off to the races. And he will not score, but that does set him up, Brock, with first and goal, less than a yard away from the end zone.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he can transform a short completion into a big play.
The charge into traffic, but the line doesn't budge. They stall him out short.
Oh, so aggravatingly close to a safety on that one right there, Kate. Just a matter of a foot, and they could have had some points on the board defensively.
The nose of the football inside the one. Here's second and goal. Oh, fullback's got it. Look at the power. And he's in for the touchdown. The Steelers make it a two-possession game here in the fourth. Boswell to add the PAT. Oh, look at this. They're faking it. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up.
You know, that's a call I'll see in the college game, but it's pretty dead and gone in the NFL, and for good reason. Even when you catch him off guard, the chances for success are extremely low. Can't do it.
Here's a return from the 7. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. First call here coming from the shotgun. Shotgun snap to Nix. Couldn't find a completion on first down.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Nix again on 2nd and 10. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down. So 10 yards to get this first down as they come to the line. Looking to throw it. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Couldn't find Brian Thomas Jr. on that throw. And that brings up 4th and long. They're going to go for it here, trailing in the 4th. Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. He can't get away. They get the sack and force a turnover on down.
I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Here comes Chris Boswell in the Steelers field goal unit. Definitely not an automatic here. Oh, it's a fake. They're throwing. They tried a trick play, but it's blown up. That's going to be a sack. Great work by the defense. Will this drive continue? Here comes third down. Third and long for him here. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up 4th down. The lead looks safe, but the pedals staying down. They're going for this. They're going to try to throw for it. He intercepts it. That is oh, he loses it on the return. They could get this back. And they recover. So after a very chaotic play and a couple of turnovers, they're set up somehow with a first down.
Benjamin St. Just on the coverage.
Here's a design run. And he takes this down close, up to the 3. The outcome's decided here, but we got a timeout with 2 seconds on the clock so they can think it over before their final play. All right, this is going to be the final play of the game. Design quarterback run here. And he will not get to the end zone on our final play as the stop is made in time, and we're out of time in this game. Well, Brock, the fans, all right, here we go, Steelers, as they take the win on the North.
Twisting my words and bringing up the past, baby, you know that you better than that. I don't got time to deal with the drama. I wore the Chanel and I got your back. I promise that I would've never gotten phoned if I knew I would get so attached. Promise that I would've never hit the road if I knew that you weren't coming back. Was it too much to ask for? You know that I had you. You know that I would've did anything, anything that you asked for. You know that I had you. I know that you know I gave everything.
Stressing, quit stressing. You should already know how I'm stepping. Saying you want love for the essence. This time I'll be the one to address it. No ABCs, but I got that for your efforts. New Van Cleef for the necklace. Being that voice in the trenches, so tell me what's your preference. I'ma keep my cool if you stay composed. And when your boy gets home, I don't wanna hear no chat about. If you ain't got proof, then leave it alone. I'm on the road trying to keep us afloat. While you want space and a reason to grow. If things are best left kept on the low, then I think you should leave that after the tone.
Was it too much to ask for? You know that I had you. You know that I would've did anything, anything that you asked for. You know that I had you. I know that you know I gave everything.
See, I would've done anything for you. Now you won't pick up when I call you. It was late night texting to a yawning. Nowadays I'm overthinking till the morning. Switched up and turned without a warning, but I know my heart forever bleeds. Two distant strangers like magicians. Never knew